I'm scared to death to go home. I don't want to be in the situation to have to go home and say to my daughter, Daddy's not going to be living here anymore. Me and my wife had a big fight, which we still haven't resolved. I spoke to my daughter as well. My daughter's 5.5 years old. She said, oh, miss you, Daddy. I said, oh, miss you too, darling. Really love you. And then said, can I speak to Mummy? I said, oh, miss you. She goes, oh. I said, you miss me? I've been really busy. I want to be with my wife. I love my wife. But we don't have that many things in common. We've got a lot of different things that we value and that we're interested in.
What's going to happen when you go there? Have to make a decision? What's changed?
I'm working even harder than I'm doing, really early mornings to late nights. I've got outside interests as well, which she doesn't like.
What are your outside interests?
I play in a band.
But you could be there because you could give up the band.
Yeah.
And she'd like you to do that.
Yeah.
What instrument do you play?
Guitar.
Tell me what it feels like when you play the guitar. Look at that. What did you just think?
It's astonishing.
Yeah, it's astonishing. That's a great word.
It's like being a god.
It's like being a god.
Yeah.
And when you go home with your wife, how significant do you feel? What do you think the chances of him giving up the band are?
No. No way. No way.
He'll give her up before he'll give up the band.
We had a fight about that about a year ago. It was a case of you will do something about this or else. And we came to a compromise.
And what was that compromise?
That I would only play, 3 times a month, something like that.
I see. She's saying, here's something that makes him feel like a god, and the maximum you can be godlike is 3 times a month. And here's what I want from you. By the way, I love you. But she wouldn't see it that way, I'm sure, because what she's saying is you're not here with your family, you're not here with me, you're not here with your kids, you're not here with whatever. She has a different perspective, fairly. But I want you to see his window on the world first. Do you love your wife?
Yes.
Why'd you pause?
I'm questioning it. Yeah.
The reason he's questioning it is because he's not fulfilled there. So if I'm not fulfilled, how could I love her? And if she doesn't want me to be completely fulfilled, how can I love her? And even if I love her, I don't want to believe I love her because then I'm trapped. How far off am I?
Bang on.
Well, if I asked your wife, what's her name?
Andrea.
If I asked Andrea, score Neil for me, how significant does he make you feel? Let's do that. I want to switch hats. You're in her body right now. Mm-hmm. And I'm asking you, Andrea, tell me about Neil over there. How significant does he make you feel, 0 to 10? When he leaves, never comes home, makes the band more important than you are. He knows how you hate that rock music and he wants to go play it anyway.
Maybe a 3.
3. Does he love you?
Yes.
He does. How loved do you feel, though, these days, 0 to 10 by him?
3.
3. And how certain are you that he's going to stay and love you?
8 or 9.
8 or 9. How certain do you feel, though, in moments about that?
I think an 8.
You're thinking as yourself right now. How many ladies agree with me? Raise your hand. This is where you're deluded. How much variety does he bring home to you? Surprise, desires, playfulness you don't expect to serve you, to light you up. 0 to 10.
5.
5. How much are you guys growing together?
None.
0?
0.
How much do you feel like he's trying to contribute to you? From your perspective, Andrea.
Probably 0.
So here's a man who wants to contribute nothing to you. On a 0 to 10 thinks you're a 3 in importance. On a 0 to 10 thinks you're a 3 of love. Give you a 5 of variety, but he's sticking around at an 8. What would you want to do to him, Neil, if you were her?
Change him or get rid of him.
Well, you're thinking like a man with a get rid of him part. He is the father of your daughter. Are you really going to just get rid of him?
No idea.
Yes, you do. Is he the source of your security financially?
Yes.
Are you going to get rid of him? He's
No.
the father of your daughter, and he's the source of your survival. Are you going to get rid of him?
No.
No. What are you going to do when you feel insignificant and unloved and uncontributed to and not growing with? What are you going to do?
Make him change.
Make him change. You're right. How are you going to do that? What tools do you have in your arsenal?
Make him stay at home more often.
How are you going to make him stay at home?
Give him an ultimatum.
Give him an ultimatum. What's the ultimatum say?
It says you spend more time at home and you don't go off playing with the band.
Or
I leave.
And take your daughter.
With, yeah. Or, no, she'll probably say, or you leave.
And I'll keep your daughter.
Yeah.
What's her nature? Not when you're frustrated with her, when she's feels herself, not when she's stressed. What's her nature?
She's very creative in her own way. You know, she's into art, she paints. She doesn't do it often enough because she always says she's not good enough, even though I say, you know, the stuff you do is fantastic, let's put it up on the wall. You should sell this to a gallery, you should exhibit. Oh, I'm not good enough, I'm not good enough.
But that's the female form. Women do that with each other. Oh, yes, you are. No, I'm not. Yes, you are. Oh, no, you're better. No, I'm not better. You're better. That's one-downsmanship. She's begging for your attention.
Yeah, which I give.
I don't know, but she wants so much more. So do you like that nature, that artistic nature? Does that appeal to you?
Yeah, I love it. I love it.
In fact, isn't that part of your nature?
If she follows it, but she represses it on herself.
No, she's begging for you to be her man and show her the artist inside. She's begging for that. Goals in life. Her goals are to?
No idea. I've no idea what her goals are.
So you can't leave. You have no clue. You've been too focused on yourself, even though you're a good man. Until you've gone and giving everything you have as a man to fill up those 6 needs with her at 10s, you can't walk away. Because you haven't done what's necessary, and you know it. That's why you're on the fence. Because if you'd really done everything, you would have left, because you're a smart man and you're a strong man. What does it take for her to feel loved? What is she really after in this life? You fill her up so much that she wants to give to you now, and she says, honey, go to the band, go do it twice a week. But you won't know until you give completely and totally. No holds barred. That woman needs to be lit up, and even if she wasn't the right woman for you, the next 90 days should be the greatest 90 days of her life, where never has a man given her more attention and focus and caring and love. And you tell her after those 90 days, this is what I need, honey. Can we make this work? And you'll know the truth at that point. What do you think?
Fantastic plan.
But first, fill her up like she's never been filled up, then decide. Give him a hand.
Like I was very low on the list of priorities.
Even though I would never admit that.
But now it's completely switched around. So I just think it's amazing. We have a winner.
And Sage.
Happy Valentine's Day, everybody.
Listen, we just want to reach out this week and remind you what you already know, and that is no matter how stressful your life can be, whether it be the economy or kids or your business, ultimately what makes you feel alive is love. Love and passion together.
We're incredibly passionate about this subject, and you know, love is something that you certainly just don't take for granted, and something that you consciously create every moment, every day of your life. And we're proud to say that we have 12 beautiful years together. Yeah. So we're just here to share some fun tidbits with you.
So it's actually our 12th anniversary, and one of the things that we found is we meet couples, and very often people say, you guys seem like, you know, you're newlyweds, or they'll ask us, did you guys just get married, which we're really proud of after 12 years. But it's not a matter of time that makes that difference. If you're single, one of the reasons that people find themselves in a relationship that they're unhappy with is they're filtering today's relationship through the past. And one of the things that we've done for anybody we're going to help is get you to clear the decks of the past and step into who you're with right here and right now. That can start to create a difference. Because in the beginning of a relationship, what were you willing to do for that person? Anything, right? Anything, whatever it takes. Now after a few months or a few weeks or a few years, all of a sudden you're saying, you know, would you take out the trash? And in the beginning you're like, whatever you want, the trash, I'm happy to do it for you. Now it's like, you know, what do I look like, your janitor? So learning how to be able to create that aliveness again and not filter your partner through an old story is one of the most important things you can do to have a passionate relationship.
It's true, and that, you know, the love and the passion, that intimacy happens in this moment. And this moment that's transpiring right now is the only thing that's real. So giving your partner the gift of living in today and living in this moment and creating something that's magical and beautiful from this place, there's no greater gift.
I also think that if you think about it in the very beginning of a relationship, the very things you're most attracted to, very often when the relationship goes bad, you reject the things that you loved. You know, in the beginning you may have been very, you know, enticed by this person because they seem very mysterious and quiet, and now you're pissed off that they're quiet all the time. Or in the beginning you thought, wow, I love them because they had so much energy and passion, they just took over the room, and now you're like, why do they have to talk all the damn time? You know, don't they ever shut up? But one of the things that happens in relationships is if we don't realize that what we're attracted to in the other person that we think is so different than us is just another part of ourselves that we're not actively utilizing. And if you don't use your partner to trigger that awakening inside yourself, eventually you resent them because you resent that a part of yourself is being shut down.
And I think you both have, certainly when we first met, there's little crazy pieces that drive each other crazy, but to shift those to actually appreciations. And one of the gifts we certainly give each other is rather than having that irritation, to actually be humored and to be playful about it. So it just breaks the pattern and creates, just brings an aliveness and a playfulness to the relationship.
I like the fact that my wife needs to have, 9 hours of sleep and eat about every 15 minutes. It doesn't
the fact
bother me
that my
anymore.
husband only needs actually 4, and I beg him to go to bed at night. After 12 years, that's still something that transpires in our daily life of our relationship, me begging for sleep and food.
Yes, I know. But anyway, here's our point. If you want to have an extraordinary relationship, it really requires you to get outside of yourself. We all know that. When you really fall in love with somebody, it is really about what can I do for you versus what are you doing for me. The end of a relationship is when you're evaluating what they have done versus what you've done. If you've got a scorecard, you're on your way out. And that doesn't mean it can't be turned around. The heavy of relationship can be eliminated when you step into that mode of giving. And interestingly enough, when people are attracted to each other, though, you don't have these problems. Because when people have that sense of attraction, that energy, that sensuality, that sexuality, what happens is you have filters. You laugh about things that you'd be upset about before. So all the research that we found in our own lives and literally the hundreds of thousands of couples we work with is we can tell you all these things we're talking about, but ultimately you need more passion. Because lots of couples actually have love, but they don't have the level of passion they want, and there's an emptiness, there's a missing energy in their life. And so for us, the secret is really to unleash that again. And so part of what we did on our 7th anniversary is we put together a program called the Ultimate Relationship Program, humbly titled, of course. But it really is the best of what we've learned working with hundreds of thousands of couples, literally, and taking couples from the place of the end to turning them around. Taking people that could never find the right relationship, that are single, saying, all the good ones are gone, and showing them what was going on inside themselves, that when they change that, they're able to immediately get the relationship that they really want by becoming the kind of person that they're looking to attract in their life. Anyway, we created it. It's done on 8 DVD videos and 8 audios. And you can listen to one a week for 8 weeks, or you can listen to one a day, literally for 8 days if you're an immersion person like us. And we think you'll find it fun because it isn't just us talking and sharing with you what to do step by step to either create the relationship you want or revitalize a relationship. But it's really about love and passion and the little triggers that change it all. So I know sometimes it's like, will it really be valuable for me? So during Valentine's Day, we're doing a little special where you can try it risk-free for $15 for 30 days, literally $15. Listen to it, watch the whole thing, and if you don't like it, send it back. But we know it'll be life-changing for you because whether you're married or single, you're going to see real people in real life we're working with and watch the changes and then see what they're like a year later, 2 years later when we follow up to show the differences. So we're really proud of the program, and it seems like the ultimate Valentine's gift you could give yourself or somebody that you really love. But along the subject, though, in the next few days, we'll send you a few videos that we've done over the last few years with some triggers and some tools, just our little gift to you, whether you do this or not. But we hope you'll look at relationship as something you want to master, not just dabble in. It doesn't just come naturally. Great relationships don't interrupt you. They've got to be pursued. They've got to be created. They've got to be protected. And you've got to keep that passionate part alive. And for those of you that are worried about the economy, which many people are, an interesting study came out from the National Bureau of Economic Research, and they found out by a 2-year study throughout North America, people of all kinds of belief systems and backgrounds, that couples that were having regular sex, to them that was twice a week, that was the equivalent of a $100,000 increase in income in terms of happiness. Literally, couples that were stressed out, if they just increased their sex life, couples that went from once a month having sex to once a week having sex, it was the equivalent of $50,000 of additional income. So if you can't change your income real quick, you could do this a lot quicker. You can have the energy there real quicker. And then there's the health benefits.
There's so many health benefits. It was fun when we were exploring this, actually. There's one through CNN that they just did a recent study. And actually, having sex up to twice a week, it's equivalent of burning, ladies, 50 calories. And over a month's period of time, that's like a 7-mile run.
It's 3 times a week.
3 times a week, yes, 3 times a week.
Of course, the guy's going to point that out. But it's the equivalent of 7 miles of running.
Which is just extraordinary. So I don't know how many of you would rather, I don't know about me, but I'd certainly rather a pair of running shoes. So it also increases your immunity, your active target cells in the body up to 30%. So there's just so many health benefits and gifts, never mind creating the intimacy and playfulness in a relationship.
For men, you have a 50% less chance of having a heart attack if you're having sex regularly twice a week.
That's amazing.
And by the way, this doesn't work the same for yourself. For those of you who are thinking creatively, and I don't want the complexity of a relationship, because there's the bond of love and passion. So most guys don't need any encouragement on this area. I think that somebody once said that women need a reason to have sex, men just need a place.
And also the gift of Valentine's Day, if you think about it, it's a day when, you put your focus on your lover and, you're romantic, and the thoughtful notes and the kindness and the intimacy or the lighting the candles or going for dinner. All that love doesn't just happen, and it's created by the magic of that awareness and giving each other that gift on a daily basis rather than just one day a year. Our hope for you is that you take this gift and you can implement even a few of these distinctions, that you can create that aliveness and that connectedness and have a loving life, or in love life for a lifetime after 12 years for us and many of you I know that are on this path, whether it's just in the beginning or after 40 years. Love can be given and ignited in a moment, and same with passion.
Happy Valentine's Day. Hope we haven't overwhelmed you. We're just talking.
Sorry.
As you can see, this is off the script. This is how we operate. This is how we roll.
It is indeed.
Love to you. Wishing you the greatest blessings in your life. Happy Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's Day. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
And they've gotten themselves in a place where it's a friendship, that pat on the back, a little kiss on the cheek, but there's not that aliveness anymore. And oftentimes we're told, well, that's what you're supposed to expect after a period of time. Because it isn't about time, it's about triggers and knowing those really are. And the other thing we just want you to know is this is really about how to be happy. Because, so many people in life have these dreams and goals, and then they get them and they're unhappy. And when you travel around the world, here's what you find. I don't care what background people have, what their religious belief is, what level of success or challenge they have in their life. People want happiness. They want joy. They want to feel good about their life. They want a sense of meaning, that there's love and passion there, that maybe there's something in your life that you've done that has made a difference for someone you love. Nothing feels greater than that. And also knowing someone loves you so much, they're so passionate for you, that your life has a different level of meaning. But as important as this area is, for most people, this is the area they master the least. Most of us run to work, or we run to business, or shaping our bodies or our kids because it's safer and we have control. But this is an area that if you take charge of yourself, and if you understand the dynamics of men and women in relationship, you can make changes in minutes that maybe you've tried to make for years and really not been able to experience. Our goal is to give you the resources to take whatever you've been talking about, whatever you've been dreaming about, or as great as your relationship is, to the next level, where love and passion is a daily experience. So we thank you, and we're going to begin this process.
Thank you for joining us. Maybe one day we'll meet you personally at a program, but until then, God bless.
Just stay on the line, and pretty soon you'll meet Jen and Paul, and you'll see what it's like to be able to come back from the edge. God bless, and we'll look forward to meeting you soon.
Live with passion and love.
And love.
I'm sick, I'm fed up with feeling this way. It's unfair to her, it's unfair to me.
You want to leave?
How many good people do you know
I want to be free of the pain on both sides.
who have lost their marriage?
You're afraid?
Yes.
What are you afraid of?
That if I leave my wife, I'll lose my identity?
You probably will. In fact, it'll be worse than that. Do you have kids?
Yes.
You'll feel them hating you at times. You'll lose a lot of money, more than you think. He's going to have another guy bring up his kids.
This is my wife.
Paul buries himself in his work. Jennifer has such great love for her children, her sister, and her family that Paul feels 5th, 6th, or 7th place.
How much love do you feel from your family? 0 to 10.
10.
So you're talking about your father.
No, I lost my father a year ago this week.
More uncertainty, huh? You were his little baby girl.
Definitely.
What did he say about you?
That I was perfect.
That bastard told her he was perfect.
The only person that made me feel really great was my dad.
Now she's wondering why she's losing her husband and having to get all her love from her kids and her family. All he knows is he's not your father, he's not your sister, now he's not the kids. I am no man, I live in reaction, I'm not enough. He doesn't feel enough with you. So I'm sorry to hear about your father's passing.
Thank you.
But your father needed to pass at some point so you could have a man. He can never be your man with your father alive. He has a chance now. I'll tell you how to be a man. You put your fear on the shelf and love this woman with every ounce of your soul.
This is the first time that we've actually gotten to the gut of what our issues are.
You've gone to where certain love was, so you had to settle for a love that wasn't passionate. You also just started leaning against him. Can you feel that?
Yes.
I wonder what that's about.
Sometimes the one you're looking for is the one already standing next to you.
It just makes me melt, you know, like I feel like I'm number one.